Okay, so we continue on the digestions of carbohydrate in the mouth. As you can see, the in the mouth we have a salivary gland. In the salivary gland, it contains a saliva, and then in the saliva we have a salivary amylase. Okay, salivary amylase. What amylase? As you know, ASE is a enzyme. So this enzyme helps to hydrolyze. Hydro means water. Lyse means breakdown. Break down the starch to maltose. Okay, and see, maltose is a form of disaccharide. Disaccharide is not yet a simplest form of carbohydrate. It's still a disaccharide. Okay, two molecules of monosaccharide. Okay, it's not yet a simplest form of carbohydrate. Okay, starch, okay, as you can see here, starch combined with water means that is why hydro, and then with helps of this enzyme amylase, salivary amylase, it will form a maltose. Okay, then this saliva will help the food. Other than this saliva contains an enzyme, this saliva also helps to form a bolus. Okay, bolus means when you eat food and then when you chew, try to spit it out. That is a form of bolus. Okay, bolus make it easier to be swallowed. Swallowed means something. Okay, when swallowing, the epiglottis the epiglottis will close the trachea opening to prevent food from entering the trachea. Okay, as you can see here, dekat kan this is epiglottis. Epiglottis will close to prevent the food from entering the trachea and then going to esophagus instead. Okay, so in the esophagus, the food bolus is moved by peristalsis. So this is the time we discuss what is peristalsis. Peristalsis is rhythmic contraction and relaxation. Okay, as a muscle, you know, I already told you many times, muscles it only do a relax and contracts. So this esophagus, it's a muscle. This contracts and relax will create a rhythmic peristalsis, rhythmic movement. Okay, contract, relax. It will move the food along the alimentary canal. Peristalsis pushes the bolus through the esophagus until it enters stomach. Okay, this esophagus peristalsis happen here, contract, relax, rhythmic, and then until the food enter the stomach. Okay, so that is the part one. Digestions of carbohydrate happen in the mouth because of the saliva glands secrete salivary amylase. It hydrolyzes. Okay, remember these equations. Starch combined with water and with the presence of salivary amylase will form a maltose. Maltose is a disaccharide. Okay, it's still in the form of carbohydrate, but it's not yet a simplest form. This one is still a disaccharide. That is why it needs to be digested once again in the small intestine, so it can be a form of monosaccharide. Okay, next. When the food start enter the stomach, and then digestions of protein happen in the stomach. What happened to the carbohydrate? It waits until the carbohydrate and lipid will nothing happen to them because there's no enzyme that able to hydrolyze them. Okay. Before that, as you can see, In the wall of stomach, it lines with a epithelial cell. Epi means surface. Okay, the surface of stomach, this is our stomach, and then this is a stomach here. This is the wall of the stomach. It presents three types of epithelial cells. First one here is mucus. Okay, mucus, mucus, paratile cells, and sheath cells. Each of these cells has its functions. Okay, the first function is for the mucus, for the sheath cells, it secrete pepsinogen. This pepsinogen later on will will become a pepsin. We will discuss later. Okay, first one, this sheath cell secretes pepsinogen, and then the second one, parietal cells secrete hydrochloric acid, HCl, and then the last one, mucus cells secrete mucus. Okay, simple as that. Okay, chief cells secrete pepsinogen. So this pepsinogen is actually an inactive enzyme, but the hydrochloric acid will activate the pepsinogen to become pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme. Okay, so pepsin will hydrolyze the protein to become a polypeptide. A polypeptide. Okay, that is why it's called hydrolyze, because it involves water. Lyse means to break down. Protein plus water with presence of pepsin will form a polypeptide. Okay, same case with the carbohydrate. Polypeptide is not yet a simplest form of protein. The simplest form of protein is amino acid. Okay, that is why the protein digestions happen two times. It happens in the stomach and then happen again in the small intestine. So you need to understand, in the stomach, the protein digests just into a form of polypeptide, not yet a simplest form, with the presence of pepsin. Okay, so other than that, we need to understand the function of hydrochloric acid. Okay, hydrochloric acid, other than to activate the pepsinogen to become pepsin, it also prepare a medium with a suitable pH for pepsin to act. This enzyme pepsinogen only activate at a medium pH of 1.5 until 2.0, which is acidic. Pepsin can only act on a medium acidic medium. Okay, so it provides the acidic medium for the pepsin to act. The second one is hydrochloric function is to stop the enzymatic action of salivary amylase. So it stops the amylase, since amylase, the suitable medium pH for amylase is neutral, which is 7.5, like that. So when it enters the stomach, amylase no longer active because the medium has already become acidic. Okay, and then the last one, the function of hydrochloric acid is to kill the bacteria in food. So if this the function, kill the bacteria in food, why there is still food poisoning happen, means that the bacteria is too strong to be killed by the hydrochloric acid. Okay, but there's a protection here. The hydrochloric acid still function to kill the bacteria in food. In certain cases only, there's a bacteria that cannot be killed by this hydrochloric. It's not strong enough to kill the bacteria. Okay, and then the last one, function of mucus